you had or you launched $5 million grants for 5 years to support 1,000 SMEs. Tell us about this and how people can apply to access the 5,000 US dollars. Is there grant for watch so I can apply?
No grant for watch. Yeah, so as the Steve Akintayo Foundation.
Right now. Everybody.
Yeah, the Steve Akintayo Foundation.
Wow.
So the Steve Akintayo Foundation started 15 years ago. You know, it was, if I was a group of young people, we just started gathering money to help orphans and children. And then we used to even raise funds, do all kind of, project to raise funds and things like that. At some point I was frustrated because we're raising money for charity, but it's as if we're raising money for ourselves. So I said, you know what, I'll focus on my business. As my business grow, out of my own profits, I'll start, reaching out and helping as many people as I can. So we then started that. And then during COVID, so it's been more of scholarship for bursary program. We currently send more than 5,000 kids to school. However, during COVID, due to the issues with COVID, we started supporting SMEs. So it was it was $1 million, for different SMEs. But we then decided that we need to restructure that program to be able to do even way more than just one or two people that were doing since COVID era. So now we launched this $5 million fund for 5 years. It's incremental and it's attached to our housing project. So we're doing a 25,000 housing in the next 12 years. So part of the profit has been tied to this project. So for 2023, we'll be giving 24 entrepreneurs $5,000 each. 2024 is going to increase to 48 entrepreneurs. 2025, we increase it to 150. And then 2026, so it expires by 2027. Hopefully, we may extend it again based on how this works. But the person funding it is GTEX Homes, our real estate company, who is taking a portion of the profit from 25,000 Green and Smart project to fund this stuff. So entrepreneurs can apply, startups, young entrepreneurs who are just starting business. But the idea must use technology and must be in line with the UN SDG goals for you to qualify.
Okay, so the idea must involve technology, the use of technology. So it's just not any idea. It's a specific type of idea.
Yes. Ideas that are able to use, because it's difficult right now to scale any business without using technology. Let's be realistic. You can't just tell us we're doing selling amala, right? As much as amala can become the next KFC, if you can't use technology, right, to scale your amala business, right, definitely is not the kind of business we're looking for. Because ultimately, Daddy Freeze, the goal is that we want to help at least over 20 to 50,000 entrepreneurs before I leave the earth. And each person getting this 5,000 will have to pledge that a portion of their profit will go to Steve Akintayo Foundation, right? So that even when I'm long dead, the foundation has funds to continue so that this thing can keep rolling. Because all of the so-called charity we do in Africa is not sustainable. Once the founder dies, everything goes. So intentionally, we're saying, can we support businesses that we know has a potential to last 50, 100, 200 years, and they can keep giving back to the company that also supported them, to kind of scale. And we're not just giving the money as well. We have the Steve Akintayo University. They will have access to coaching program, mentorship from me, Grant Cardone, Les Brown, Brian Tracy, all these top people. So there's a lot of support as well. Some of them even have opportunity to get office space in our offices in Nigeria. You know, from next year, we're opening it up to Nigerians in diaspora. So for that also, they will have opportunity to, if they don't have office space in Dubai, they can, you know, be managing our hub in Dubai, in US, in UK. You know, so we really want to give incubation, acceleration to, you know, startups and see how they can grow.
I'm so proud of you. Someone in the comment section was asking, do you give, are the grants going to be applicable to people who are into transportation business? Somebody just asked right now.
So the beautiful thing is we've divided the grants into 12. So every month there's a specific area that is targeted. So January is agriculture. So the January we had over 1,000 applicants and we're shortlisting the first 50. So the first 50 they did a 1-minute pitch as well. We'll be uploading it to Instagram and people can comment. So some of the best 10 that has traction, I'll even need you on this. So we'll now do a pitch, Instagram pitch. They will come and pitch the idea. So we'll then pick the top 2 for that month, right? And then, so because this year we're only doing 24, we're giving 24 people, so 2 every month. So we have manufacturing grants, we have research and development grants, we have grants for African women in business, we have energy, that is renewable energy grants. We have waste management and environmental protection grants. We have mobile for urban development grants. We have young artist grants. This is where entertainers come in. We have climate change research grant. We have sport grant. We have social inclusion infrastructure, you know, for Africa. Then we have agriculture. So we divide into 12. So every month is targeted to a specific field. So the month that is for young entertainers, we hope to have you on board. So that we have like some celebrity panelists when those top 10 are pitching. And so also, and it's also supposed to also educate even those who are not winning the grant to understand what are the ideas. How do you position your business for investors? Because ultimately one of the things I'm also, although we've not launched that, we're going to be doing this year, is I'm launching a VC, a venture capitalist company, so that we can start investing in some of these companies as well, aside just grants, right? So a lot of good businesses in Nigeria, startups, because if you look at all our tech startups, it's Oyinbo man that's coming to invest, and before you know it, the business has turned to Oyinbo man business. And we as Africans are not even investing in our own businesses at all. You know, so we hope this will be a whole movement that will lead to something really big.
Amen, amen, amen. That makes so much sense. Now, how do people access these grants, these funds?
So the step 1, they need to go to StevaktelFoundation.org and apply for anyone. The January 1 is over. So we have the February, March, April, May till December. So they can pick whichever month's version and apply. So the first step, go to StevaktelFoundation.org, apply there. Step 2, if you're among the top 50 that we love your idea, we will even give you publicity. So your pitch will be uploaded to my IG page. So for the ones for January, we'll be uploading it next week to my Instagram page, and we'll see how people engage, you know, how people also want to get feedback, whether consumers and you know, people alike think the idea is good. It's something they think they will love the product, they will love to invest or buy the product, right? And so from that top 50, the first 10 that gets more engagement from the people will then have a live pitch on Instagram just like this. And we'll also not just have me, sometimes it's not even me, it's my team, and then other experts in that field. So for agriculture, we're bringing somebody who is a billionaire in the agricultural space who also joined me to ask questions and pitch those ideas. And then the top 2 gets the $5,000. So we'll be presenting the $5,000 on my birthday, which is 28th of January, you know, this year for the January people. So they will be getting their $5,000 for the first two for January.
Oh, that would be so nice. Some lucky set of people who would enjoy in this beautiful opportunity. If you consider yourself one of them, how do they apply? Can I please have the website so they can check it out? I
So
think it's
again, yes, you can. The website again is you can help us pin it, Stephen Akintayo Foundation.org. Stephen Akintayo.
So that I can pin it up.
Yeah, so I just typed to Stephen Akintayo Foundation.org. I just typed it. Okay. If you can pin it, Stephen Akintayo Foundation.org. They can go there and yes, and apply. But please apply for the grants that fits into your business. So you can't be doing entertainment and then you apply for agriculture grant. It won't make sense. So apply for the one that
you're going to have to pitch and tell and show the people why you are going to get that, why you need to get that particular grant. Now let's talk about this grant. Is it for just startups, or can existing business owners apply for this? Is this a limit? Is there a limit to how many people can apply for this grant?
No. There's no limit to how many people can apply, and it's for when we say startup, it means your business have started, but it's still young, right? It's still, I mean, because if it's big, you don't need the money. Let's be realistic, right? And don't be greedy here. Sometimes, people want to just any free money. It's for people who are, the business is still young. They still need some form of support, all right, to be able to stand. And taking loan might kill the business, in an infant stage. Because if you look at the $5,000 now, is almost 2-point-something million. If you take that kind of loan from the bank, Nigerian bank will almost finish you if you don't pay back, right? So being able to get that to then support your business that is just starting is what we're looking at. So young businesses, they just started, is young. It requires more funds to help it, and you want to also define why you need the money. What will you do with the money, once you get it and all that. We want it to be really the people who need it that ultimately end up getting it. But ultimately, the first 50 will even get visibility, they will get mentorship. So even if you are not among the top 2, you still have that, support. At least you make it to the top 50. That, and, even visibility and endorsement from me for your business. At least putting your business on my page. I have over 1 million followers across all my platforms, and quality people as well. So it might even get you a lot of other investors who might consider doing business with you.
Oh, awesome. That just makes so much sense. And I'm absolutely loving this. Now, there's so many people right now who are interested in this, and I want people to actually plug into this opportunity. When you see people like Dr. Stephen Akintayo come out, they're not joking. I want to ask you, for the people who are not involved in tech or SDGs, how can they grow their personal finances in this 2023? I've got so many letters. People think, oh, Daddy Freeze, because you know Bible, that means you must know how to grow money. I don't know how to grow money. As you are seeing me, I cannot buy Tom for 50 naira and sell it at a profit at 70 naira. But these are the people who understand the concept and the context of wealth. What advice do you have for people to grow their finances in 2023? And I'm sure that includes even me. Everybody wants to learn, how do we grow our finances in 2023?
Beautiful. I think the first thing I will say is that we need to get rid of some of the mindsets that are limiting when it comes to building wealth. So one of the biggest change that helped me was the day I made up my mind, I will stop taking money advice from people who are not richer than I do. And it was a life-changing decision. right? Your advice feel make sense, but as long as say you never practice am, right? You never execute am, right? Thank you for your advice. And I've said this to people. I said it's funny how it's usually people who don't have results in a field that want to give free advice, unsolicited advice. A lot of the people who really are top notch in that field just don't give free advice. You won't just see, Dangote just give you free advice like that. You won't see Cosmos Maduka just wake up and give you free advice, right? So ultimately, you have to go for it. So one of the things you want to do is to say, can I re-strategize my life and get people who have results to start counseling me on money matters? Most of us, particularly we Africans, we just take advice from once it sounds sweet. I remember one day where some of my team here in Dubai went to inspect some properties that it was a large inspection. And one of my team members just said, great leaders lead from behind. In fact, his colleagues have started saying, deep, deep, deep. And I can't, what nonsense did you just say? like, how kind of nonsense are you talking about? The thing sounds sweet. It sounded, very great leaders lead from behind. And you just said, in fact, they were clapping already. Like, come on, Rema, deep, Chukumi word. This guy just said rubbish. Okay. From my life, I doubt of a lot of people that I know, leaders lead from front. In fact, your followers will run away if they don't see you in the forefront. Yes, right? So you, the leader, have to be you the leader have to be in the forefront. And I say the same thing today globally. When it comes to money matters, everybody has an opinion. Everybody has an advice. The question is, do you have the result? Have you done it before? Have you tested it? Have you turned 1,000 naira, to 10 million? Have you turned 10 million, to 1 billion? If you don't have that result, honestly, we appreciate your advice, but I'm not taking it. For me, that's when my life changed. So today, with due respect, I only take advice from billionaires in dollars, right? And I go for them. I literally will travel to your house. I will pay. I know how much I paid Grant Cardone last year, right? I will grab the attention one way or the other, but I want to talk to people who are higher than I do. I want to talk to people who have better results than I do, right? And for me, is one of the best advice I want to give people. Cherish and prioritize looking for people who have results. You may not be able to access Stephen Akintayo, but there are people in your neighborhood, right? There are people around you who have some significant result in your field. You are into fish farming. There's somebody who is doing well in fish farming. I remember a young lady shared a story with me how she started a supermarket business. Her husband gave her 7 million naira. 6 months down the line, the entire supermarket business has crashed. So I then asked the woman, I said, so why did you start supermarket business in the first place? She said, there was this, my friend, went to school together, her supermarket business, boom, the thing grew, massive, heavy. And I said, okay, well, I mean, it makes sense. I said, but did you go and meet this your friend? And say, all right, number one, so that you know I'm serious, so that you know I'm not taking it for granted. My husband gave me 7 million. Out of that 7 million, here's 500K. Money for training and mentorship. I want to start supermarket business. I will not open my shop close to your own. My shop is in Abule, your own supermarket is in Ikeja. We will not be competitors. Kindly mentor me. I said, if you had done that, do you agree your friend? Because when I first asked her, I said, why did you go to the friend to advise you? She said, she won't advise me now. I said, what if you had given her 500K out of that 7 million? Would she advise you? Say yes. So why didn't you think of it? He said, it never occurred to me. So, and this takes me to the fact that a lot of us are actually selfish, unknowingly. Now, it's not intentional. You want that the free to give you cancer for free, right? as if, you know, the man doesn't have bills, as if he doesn't have his own life, as if he doesn't have his own problems, as if you are the only one in this world. I tell people, problem is not customized to you. Rich, poor, everybody has a problem. And if you're going to get them to give you attention, then you have to come with something to the table. Most of the richest people in the world that I've connected with, it cost me something to connect with them. And what did I do? They were richer than I do, but I sent them gifts, right? Way, way richer, but I will still send them gifts. And most of them, when I eventually asked them, why did you open your door to me? He said, you did what others don't do. Most of young people like you even come to me and say you are looking for me to invest again in your business and add more money. You, on the other hand, I know I'm richer than you, but you were sending me something. And that got me to know that you are more serious and you are somebody who is after what I know, not what I have. And you see, I will teach you how to fish. And for me, it has always worked. So I will advise, and I think if anybody takes this serious, to say, I will look for people who have results in my field. I will go to them, right? The Bible says, buy wisdom, sell it not. Buy, not say buy. Buy wisdom, sell it not. I will go to people who are good in my field and I will buy the wisdom. Okay? And of course, second thing I would say, because of time, have multiple streams of income, right? Even if you can have multiple streams of income, get skills that pay higher amounts, right? I mean, somebody will tell me I'm into computer, right? Okay, you're into IT. There are sectors of IT that pay more now, right? Cyber security will probably pay you $180,000, dollars a year, with certain extra certification from Nigeria or from Ghana or from whatever. You get a cyber security job that you even work from home, that is remote, right? But you just need to probably spend a little more money to upgrade your skill to be able to attract a higher paying job, right? These are things you could do. Now, if you're already an entrepreneur, can you find a way to look for other sources of income aside your business? And I've said this to a lot of entrepreneurs. My business started growing the year I no longer need my business to pay house rent. I no longer need my business because I now started making long-term decisions for my business. Once you are still more self-employed, it's still from that small business you pay children's school fees, you pay this. Instead of employing more staff, your brain is telling you, my own family needs to be better first. But you can create other sources of income as a business owner, which is what I've done. I've written 37 books. I'm launching another 3 books on my birthday on 28th of January. Billionaire Habits for Pastors. I know that the phrase we want that one. Okay, because you are one of those who inspired that. If pastors make money legitimately, they won't need to be cornering church members' money, right? So I have written a book for pastors on how they can build wealth legitimately. Billionaire Habits for Entrepreneurs and Billionaire Land Banker. How really you can, grow wealth using land banking. So, but that in itself is on Amazon. I make money every day from my books alone. Yes.
What is land banking? You mentioned it, and people need to know. It's a very crucial point. What is land banking?
So land banking is the process of aggregating land for the purpose of development or investment. Land banking is a process of land aggregation for the purpose of development or investment. So the concept of land banking is to look at population growth, right, in certain cities and look at where it is moving to. So for example, we got this property in Dallas, Texas, over 50 acres. So we realized that a lot of development is moving to Sherman in around after just a few minutes after Dallas, Texas. They put in a golf course. There are a lot of big companies moving there. If I opposite the land we bought, is another big company that is building a manufacturing plant, Texas Instrument, of over $5 billion, right? So you being able to have a property just close to a neighborhood where there's a whole lot of business projects, a lot of manufacturing stuff, means that that land you buy in 5 years, the value will grow from between 200 to 500 to 1,000%, right? Of course, again, you need proper professionals to guide you in these kind of decisions. It's not just something you make because you heard, like that say it on the free show, right? You need a lot of professionals to guide you. But ultimately, that's the concept of land banking.
Awesome. Sorry to interrupt you. Please continue. People are learning.
Yeah. So basically, for me, for example, one of the things I've had to do is to build multiple streams of income around my own giftings aside my business, right? Such that I'm able to make enough money for myself. I have been able to monetize, my skills by writing books. I charge for speaking. I run coaching program and courses, so with that structures, and this is for entrepreneurs listening to me, you want to, as an entrepreneur, create a structure around your life where you can monetize even your skill, even your experience in business can be monetized. Your first set of books can be how I failed in business when I started, right?
That's what them grant.
That's what they do. That's what they do in the US. The day you make your first $1 million, you write a book on how I make $1 million. The day you make your first $100 million, and guess what? You will now probably make $5 million from writing a book of how I made $1 million. Right?
Let me tell you something. Robert Kiyosaki made more money writing about business than business.
Yes, absolutely.
He made money more from writing or doing business.
Yes. They reached that point that if I had to become a company, and he made way more money now than even the initial set of businesses that he had. Very true. Absolutely correct. But of course, in Africa, again, we in fact, somebody one day was mocking me that billionaire will get book. I laughed. I said, it's because it's politicians that as billionaires in Africa who stole our collective money. So there's nothing to write to tell you of how they made it. But Donald Trump get money past all your Nigerian politicians. He had a book. Bill Gates has multiple books, right? All your rich men, billionaires in America have books. It's in Africa that your billionaires don't have books. Because, again, you can't blame some of them. Some of them can't logically analyze how they made it because there were a lot of politics involved. There were a lot of contracts involved, right? But if you made your money legitimately and you know the process, step 1 to step B, you write a book about it. And you want to share it and hopefully inspire a lot of people. I know how my Billionaire Habit book has taken me all over the world, literally where I couldn't enter. A top, oil magnate visited me here in Burj Khalifa some days ago. And when he saw me, he said, your face looks familiar, and later I said, no, I'm not sure we've met. He said, your book, it was through your book. Like, he's read the book. So there are a lot of, my book literally goes ahead of me, opens bigger doors, even that I can't, my presence can't even open. So you as an entrepreneur, you want to look at how do you monetize several aspects. Look at that, the freeze YouTube is bringing in money, don't think everybody who come on that the freeze live come for free. It collect money. Somebody was saying that mouth they pay you. Okay, if you they make money, how much go pay you? This is the man did for business, right?
Don't be paying me. I'm coming back again at night. No. I want you to address a popular misconception. A lot of people say that if you are making money, you'll be too busy making the money to talk about making money. So people have come to use that as as a way to shut people like me and you down, who either talk about or create forums where people can talk about sharing wealth. So first of all, before I even say anything, what is your take on that particular analogy?
First of all, the people saying it haven't made money. Let's first of all be realistic, right? So it's because they've not made the money. That's why they are making such assertion. You know, there are certain things I remember, in fact, at some point when my business started growing, people literally made me feel like something was wrong with me, right? Because I still want to live the most freest of life. I still want to be myself. But guess what happened? This is part of what I'm saying. Get great mentors around you. So I started connecting with people like Dr. Cosmos Maduka, started connecting with. I have had several sessions where Dr. Cosmos will dress up for a meeting he's about to have with me and was waiting for me to come. But Dr. Cosmos' generation did not have social media. In fact, I'm one of those who kept telling him, why not, come on social media? Why not? They didn't have social media. So there were other things. Okay, I'll give you an example. Is there any big party of a big man that will happen in Lagos that Dangote will not attend? I'm talking of premium, high level. I don't know that you've noticed some days where you will literally see Dangote in 3 parties in one Saturday. I have noticed that.
Yes.
So if truly you claim the man is that busy, how come you get time to go do burial, go party, go Owambe? What you don't understand is that their generation, okay, their own marketing strategy was in those parties. If a Dangote go to, before you know, $10 is there, Shidomi Balogu is there, this one is there, Baba Alpha, that deal we did, though, this one, Dangote, if I need some, I'm doing some work, I need some truck of cement, or I need some this. So there, in that case, their social media is those barriers, is those parties, is those stuff. But again, a new generation came who that, how many times did Daddy Freeze, when last did you even go to a party where it's not really much of into we're doing wedding, we're into, so the party now holds on Instagram, the party now holds on, if Daddy Freeze wants to do party now, call his friends, start gisting on a topic. That's the party there. And what you don't know is behind the scene, after that, hey, my sister, let me push one thing, let me do, it's the structure ultimately is changing and has changed. So Grant Cardone is worth $8 billion. Grant Cardone is on social media more than even me. If you go to his page, you see, right? And has used social media to raise, he said it himself that he raised over $1 billion on Facebook, on social media. Literally promoting his business, people now investing in his business from the advert they saw on his social media page. So when your business gets to a level, if you're smart, you will have automated the business to a point that you have a lot of professionals running the business. I'm in Dubai now. In Nigeria alone, we have more than 7 branches. I've not touched Nigeria in like 3 months, right? In UK, we have branch. In US, we have branch. I've not been to US since August, right? So, but what sometimes you may not be able to delegate is PR and marketing. So there's a dimension of business volume you are looking for, right? That people want to see who is behind the business. They want to see, they want to understand the personality behind the business. Particularly if you are an African like you and I, there's that dimension of people wanting to see, I want to see this guy, I want to listen to his intellect. I want to be sure my investment is safe, right? So nowadays you're seeing younger entrepreneurs are more visible. Lastly, there are different business models. So for example, I know a software development company that the only people they work for is government, state government, federal government, a couple of other people, right? So in that case now, they will never come on social media to do anything. They do one big project for one state government, they pay them in billions, everybody go and relax and, have a great time. But there are certain people whose business is more of consumer based. I'm selling house, I'm selling land, I'm selling, right? So that business model require a lot of visibility. And lastly, for you to understand what I'm saying, how come the richest man in the world at some point, Elon Musk, had enough time to be coming on Twitter every day? Literally almost every news. If I change its name to Twitter chief, as it tweet chief or whatever he called himself, the richest man in the world, right? That's Elon Musk as at that time. Of course, now he's dropping ranking. He was coming on Twitter every minute, tweeting, putting. So if that one, which money, the so-called role model, that the free, the problem is that the African man's psychology has been messed up from foundation. Do you know some Africans don't believe you are rich until you are obese, literally obese, and then you are in agbada, and then moving one step after the other. Definition of you are rich, because that's all they've seen all their life.
Wow. Very motivating. Let's talk about advice you have for people in 2023 as employees or business owners. Now, the problem is, I don't know if every single person can be a business owner. Some people find the structure of being an employee a bit more comfortable. In 2023, what is your advice for these kind of people?
Well, first of all, I've always maintained the fact that, and I agree with you, that not everybody can be an entrepreneur, right? We need to face that fact. And I've also said that, particularly when you are starting entrepreneurship at a later year, it's difficult. It's not impossible, but it's difficult. Once you have 3 kids, house rent, I remember, what's this guy's name? Dan Foster of blessed memory. Myself and, one of my lawyers and big boss, Dr. Pebawu, literally approached him at some point and said, Dan Foster, why not start your own radio station? Right? You have this great voice, and in fact, at that point, I even said, look, if it's about money, I could help you work on raising, that funds and all of that. I know what Dan Foster said to me. He said, right now, I need 3 million naira for my house rent. Whoever can give me that money right now, I'm sold out to you. like, look, right now, these are all these great ideas you guys are talking about. Okay, my biggest headache right now is the 3 million naira I need to shift to pay my house rent. Right? Now. So I get your ideas. Look, you want to open a new station? No, I will even work for you for free. Just pay the house rent. And that day I said to myself, honestly, not everybody can be an entrepreneur. Let's just face the facts. So some people in reality are just not wired for it. Right? And you couldn't blame Dan Foster as well. He had family, he had bills. So to really, because it takes a while to grow a business. Now remember, business is different from self-employment. And people get this wrong. What Daddy Freeze is doing right now is called self-employment. If Daddy Freeze wasn't anchoring this show, I wouldn't come.
Oh no, this is genius. You can't tell the difference.
Yes, no, they can. They really don't know.
I am self-employed. There's a difference.
Yes, there's a difference. There's a difference between self-employment and entrepreneurship. And a lot of people confuse that. And I say even, sometimes you meet people and they'll be like, I'm making, 1 million every month. Oh, more, forget that one. I'm okay. As good as self-employment is, according to Warren Buffett, no be me talk am. you may have to work till you die. That's the bad thing about it. That's why I said, for example, if Daddy Freeze wasn't the one anchoring the show, I won't come, right? So the challenge with self-employment is that it's attached to you. You have to personally be involved. And the challenge is that there's a law of diminishing return. You will grow old at some point. The energy, today now that the Freeze can do 4 live shows, collect his 1 million or whatever is collecting, boom. That day, Pepe don't rest. You know, call Mama, oh yeah, let's cook the best meal. Taste bud. Best meal, let's enjoy. But a time will come that the Freeze will be 80. He can't do 4 live shows or 10 live shows anymore, even if he wants to. So there now comes the concept of investment, right? Which is that as Daddy Freeze is making money from self-employment right now, can he start putting it into, like he said, wristwatch? I'm not a judge. You know, such that if by the time he's older, those wristwatches are way, way more expensive. You know, he can sell them, he can afford to pay for his retirement home, pay for his medical bill, because the older you get, the more medical needs becomes more important, right? And that way, a Daddy Freeze will literally live a decent old age. I was looking at Shubomi Balogun video, dancing, just a few minutes before we started. That's the founder of FCMB. And Shubomi Balogun said, you know, while celebrating his 89th birthday, he said, I've told God I want to live to 100. And Baba was dancing, you know, of course, everything was smelling money. And I said, honestly, if the man was poor at 89, he's telling God, please, when will you send for me? Right? And that's what poverty does, because he won't even be able to enjoy that old age. So what we say is that if you're an employee or you are self-employed, try and start an investment, not a business. This is where people miss it. Because a business will still have to start as a self-employed. So even if you have to start a business, you will still have to start your business in most cases as a self-employed. And it will take years to scale the business from being a self-employment business, right, to becoming a business that can stand on its own, with or without your own intervention. So I tell people, if you're an employee, wisdom is not side hustle. A lot of these motivational speakers teaching you all this nonsense, and many of them are billionaires themselves.
I supposed to pay you for some of this wisdom where they give free. Wisdom, no be side hustle.
No, be side hustle. No, be side hustle. Because side hustle still require your time, still require your money. Let's be realistic. You will cheat your employer, so your promotion self will be stagnated, because you will not give all your best in your current place of work. So you are not guaranteed to even have a good career, because you are still doing all this side hustle on the side. The side hustle, on the other hand, we need. I mean, our company right now is 15 years old. This year makes it 15. So no matter how, you know, young you think I look and how lucky you think I am, I've put in 15 years in the same business, the same company. 15 years. Not going anywhere. The day the thing work, you did there. The day where you don't even fit. I knew a year, I literally, the money that was left with me is either going to pay staff salary or send my son to school. I had to pay the staff salary so that the company does not crumble, and my son stayed at home for the entire time. My wife had to look for light to be telling people when they say, "How much you lost school?" Is I fẹ́ dàgbà sí díẹ̀. You know, cannot call one in crèche. You know, cannot call one. You're not teaching them much. Yeah. What are they teaching them? Meanwhile, it's the reality of You have to pay salary with the little money where in your hand. So, but today, you can see me now, you see all these people, we don't know how they made it. You better come and humble yourself and let us give you history and tell you stories of what we have been through. Because we definitely, at least in my case, I'm not lucky by any means whatsoever. The luck was not part of my journey. Okay? So ultimately, you want to think of investment opportunities. What are the things? And I tell people, what's investment? Investment is the process of making money work for you without having to put in any effort. You pick some of your, so we have what we call earned income, we have something we call passive income. So what that the freeze does is called earned income. What I do anytime I'm invited to speak in a place is called earned income. I had to earn it. There's something we now call passive income. Passive income is it's a process where you put money into some form of investment vehicle and it continues to generate income for you for the entire lifespan of that investment without you putting any more effort. Right? That's now called passive income. So you have to look at your life and say, what is my source of earned income in 2023? How can I enhance it so that I can earn a higher dimension of earned income? That's step one. But don't stop there. Part of the increase I'm now making from the earned income, what sources of investment can I put it into a vehicle that can just keep working for me without me doing anything? Now, here is the problem that frees with many of us. We now like IFA. I've said this to people. I said, and with due apologies, I'm sorry if this looks offensive, but I mean, no, I'm an African man myself, and I'm a Nigerian. But I've said this, that an average Nigerian mind works almost like that of a scammer. He wants to get it quick and fast. Like, sharp, like now. If I know if we get them now, I'm big and blow. If I know if we blow now, I'm not interested. Now, this is why we now fall victim to Ponzi scheme and now have this issue of, oh, they don't scam me, that the freeze want to scam me. In reality, there were some more stable investment vehicles you could have done, but you felt they were too small. You felt the ROI is too little, right? I'm not doing it. As I am, despite doing heavy investment in real estate, my over 90% of my assets is in real estate. I still do crypto a bit, I still do forex a bit, but little. But guess what? I have investment program that the only thing they promise me is 5% that they freeze every year, and that 5% is no guarantee. And I sign and I put in, hundreds of thousands of dollars regularly. You know why? The thing comes with life insurance. The thing comes with other stuff. Yes, it may not be extreme. They are giving me, 100%, 40%, like all this other type, but it's safe. It's guaranteed. You've done it with institutions. So what I tell people, spread your investments. Put some into some smaller yielding assets, but that are sure. Put some into mid yielding assets. So anything giving you 10% ROI and below. Okay? Again, please note that this thing differs country to country. 10% in the US is already high risk. Right? 10% in Nigeria is low risk. So please, let's also be conscious of the markets, when we're analyzing these things, right? So in Nigeria, come again?
I said location and occasion.
Exactly, because we can't just generalize. Sometimes you see people say, oh, it's better to invest in the US. But in the US, if you even tell somebody you will get 10%, 12% ROI, they already say this is, high risk. I hope you have a license for it, right? In the US. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, Even your treasury bill, when it used to be good, they will give you 10%. Even your bank will give you more than 10% in fixed deposit, right? Because the concept is that the higher the risk in the economy, the higher the ROI you get in that economy. The lower the risk in an economy, the lower the yield that you get. So you must analyze the yield, and that's how you get to know which investment is high risk, which is low risk, which is mid risk. Now, here's my advice, Daddy Freeze. Even if he's a pope, a bishop, a religious leader that is the one running the investment, once it is high risk, whether they told you it's guarantee or not guarantee, know in your mind that it is a gamble. Just know it.
Any high risk investment is a gamble. Yes. Even if the 98% of the chance you will not lose your money, just know it's a gamble. I've learned. Oh, preach, Dr. Stephen. Oh, you need a pulpit.
It's a gamble.
You can't just be there. You need a freaking pulpit. I'm telling you, if person go church, waiting they talk, no, they pass like this. Now they pass like this. And Nigerians need to. Nigerians know they hear word. Do you realize, I learned this from Dr. Stephen. Estate is not low risk investment, it's mid risk.
Yeah.
He explained it. Please explain it again. Please. Sorry. Explain again.
In fact, certain types of real estate are even high risk. If you're doing property flipping is high risk, because the concept of property flipping is that you buy a property at a below the market price, right? And then you renovate it and you sell it back. What can happen is that between the time you bought it and the time you are trying to renovate, the market might have crashed. And before you say Jack Robinson, you don't turn to bad deal for your hand. So when you are dealing with certain types of real estate, like property flipping, it's even a high risk, because from being it's also the most profitable anyway, because you can also, in a property flipping deal, you can do 100%, you can make crazy kind of money, but it can be high risk as well. But some other types of real estate are mid risk, right? You know, where at least you may still lose money. There is just reality. You buy a property at a particular market price, it can crash. Here in Dubai, for example, last year was our best year here in Dubai. We were earning crazy in rental income. All my clients who invested with me, they sent me prayers. Value was going crazy because there was Expo 2020, the World Cup, even though it held in Qatar, because of the proximity to Dubai. And Dubai had more hotels, and Dubai law is more flexible. So most people who were doing World Cup decided to stay in Dubai for the World Cup. So the economy boomed. But we're in 2023. There is no guarantee that the growth will remain at that level, right? We might just end up finding a slow down in the system, in the property market here in Dubai, or it might even, go down. So you must understand that every form of business, every form of investment has a risk attached to it, period. Low, middle, high, risk is risk. And it's for every business, no matter what the business is about. There is some risk involved. And I think the earlier we educate Africans to begin to know that the quantity of wealth you have today, Daddy Freeze, is a function of the risk you took yesterday. It's a function of the risk you took yesterday. Many things, there are a couple of things you say that I don't agree. But if I want certain level of visibility, right, I still have to leverage on a Daddy Freeze platform. But guess how we even got the platform in the first place? By being as controversial as it can be. So if you don't even understand the dynamics of the business, okay, you just wake up, I hate that Daddy Freeze. I hate the guy. There's nothing to hate.
Hold on. Instead of even using me, the best person to use is Blessing CEO.
Oh.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Somebody managing one of Blessing CEO's pages, I got her that particular deal, and she can come and debunk me. She's earning $4,000 a month just from that platform.
Wow.
$4,000. She's paid in dollars. So when you people go and yap her, there was a day I was watching some people, and this one says he works in oil company. Do you make $30,000 a month? Because $30,000, like what these people make. Do you make?
Yeah.
$30,000 a month. You are is at the end of the day, when the two of you go to apply for a loan in your bank, or the two of you want to go abroad, the two of you want to go and buy a house, we will know who the real fool is. There are people who look at Blessing CEO and say, the last time I went to one of the banks and I was trying to get some money, and the person said, that Blessing CEO is so jobless. I said, after I talked, I made it look like, I said, what's banking salary? The person told me she was earning 350,000 naira. That's her salary. And now Blessing CEO makes $4,000 from only one platform. $4,000 is 3 million naira. So you are making the tithes of the person who you are saying is jobless. Blessing CEO, they make the money, you they make the tithe, but you get work. The person who make the money, they jobless. But you see, where am I going with this? I'm sorry, Blessing. I know this is confidential information.
Pastor Toby, love you. Good to see you.
But I have gotten to the point where I am tired of ignorant people making bold statements. Do you understand?
You know there are two P's that you must avoid in your life: poverty and pride. You cannot afford those two together. It's a recipe for disaster. You can't be poor and proud at the same time. It just doesn't make any sense.
It's called Alagidi Talika. Agidi Talika. When a poor man is stubborn. Oh, Dr. Stephen, sorry, oh. Time is going, oh.
We hope.
Can continue forever.
Pastor Toby was greeting me. I was saying to him, I love him back. You know, I don't know whether you saw Pastor Toby.
Are you there?
Yeah, he's there.
See, the next person coming on my live is you. You are coming on this live and you will pay. Is a lie. He can never pay. He can pity. Hey, pity. So that's my brother from another brother. Anyway, Dr. Stephen, anytime you come here, we go on and on and on, and I am blessed. I can't believe it. You see. I hate to say this, but it's like the Hush Puppy video. Let me quickly say something. I know we don't have time, but I'm just going to rush this. Each time Hush Puppy trends, I make money because people are going to go and watch the video. I just see some credit in my bank. So even though when I was making the money, I was working, now it has also become passive income for me. So with the social media real estate space, because on social media is also estate. People own property on social media.
Absolutely.
Digital, like Michael Jackson family owning the rights to the Beatles album. There's now going to be a hybrid of earned income and passive income somewhere in the vesica is of hybrid. There's a hybridization of earned income and passive income. Your books is more passive than earned. When you
it's passive.
People are paying to read your books and buying your books. it is something in between passive income and earned income. And people need to also put that into consideration. Your house that you bought, while you are earning rent, that is passive income. The day you decide to carry the house and sell, you will make more money than you bought. Then you've also had your rent revenue. So Dr. This is really, really amazing. Now, what role of having business and financial coaches? What is the role of having a business or a financial coach?
Very good question. So one of the biggest reasons why, and I hope this will also answer some of the questions in your own hearts about why Africa, particularly Nigeria, is very religious. We have more churches and poverty continues to grow. The reason is because one of the major reasons is because we all have spiritual mentors, but we don't have business mentors. We don't have investment mentors. So, for example, as you enter 2023, all of you went to your pastor 31st for prayers, including myself. So I'm not Daddy Freeze. I believe in having pastors. I have mine, But here is where I differ. The same way I go to my pastor for prayers, I then also go to my business mentor who may not even believe God exists, who may not even have any value with me. We may not even agree on any other outside business. And I'll go and meet them and say, okay, how should I strategize for this year? For example, one of my billionaire mentors said to me, Stephen, anybody who is not buying property worth $1 million from you this year, don't give them attention. So I posted a property I have here in Dubai to sell. It's that the phrase when you come to Dubai, I'll take you there. Everything in this house was done by Bentley. All the furniture, the same makers of Bentley car. The bed, the couch, everything was done by Bentley. The bathtub is worth over $400,000. Bathtub alone. The house is on the world island. Like you have your own jetty. I mean, it's crazy. It's $46 million. So I toured the property and I did a write-up. And I said, from today, 2023, if you are not buying property worth $1 million, don't even send me a message. You need to see the insult. You need, and I said at the end of that, I said, every one of you who have insulted me, it just proves you don't have $1 million to invest. You are not even the customer I'm looking for. You just prove it to me, right? Meanwhile, I'm only just taking advice from what? From a billionaire business mentor who said to me, there are some things you've told me you want to scale in 2023. Cut off these people who are trying to do, you tell them how much do you have as budget. Dr. Stephen, I have like $200,000. Move to the guys who are trying to do millions with you. Where am I going? You need to have such mentors. The steps of a giant is a marathon for a dwarf. Who are the business giants in your life?
The step,
right?
One step of a giant marathon for a dwarf. Oh,
the marathon for a dwarf. So until you have business giants, until you have business giants,
all of you get fee. I swear. Steps of a giant.
So until you have, it is. So until you have those giants in your life, like these are people when they talk. So one of my mentors last year wanted me to pay over $1 million for a coaching session. As they arrange, they negotiate the thing. Baba say, don't vex. You know they do self. I'm not kidding you. Person way I want not pay $1 million. I'm not. I was just let's just say I'm not doing it again. I don't have time. Done. And he didn't do it. You need people like that. They will shift your brain. You will go back and say, "Say I be poor man." Like, and that shifts you. But the problem is, you're a poor man. You surround yourself with poor people. You do your poor people pity party.
Hold on, Dr. Stephen. One lady has said, "For this life was so into my life. For this life where I bring you come." Read it here, and I know her very well. First Lady Bestie. Baba, even me, I learn. I'm waiting. You have my account number. So the seed. Listen, when you come into contact with enigmas like Dr. Stephen, write down. You see, as you see me here, you get things with Dr. Stephen talk. I'm also not agree with him 100%, but there's so much I learned. Even the last time, there are things that I'll remind you. Now, from Dr. Stephen, I learned, say, real estate is mid-risk, is not low risk. And with flipping, he has explained that it can even be high risk. I don't jot them down. You see me, they carry my phone. You think I talk to my girlfriend or my concubine? No, I they jot. You there here inside comment section. You they play, "Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you?" People are imbibing knowledge. Let me tell you something. In Greek, the word for knowledge is glossus. It is, my head don't scatter. Don't go carry on. Gnosis, that's the word. I say glossus. Gnosis, knowledge is so powerful. The poor and the rich are separated by a border of knowledge.
Yeah.
The barrier, the fence that separates poor people from rich people is not physical, is knowledge. How to use knowledge. Now, separate poor. Let me tell you, the money you will use to make, the work you will do to make 1 million naira is the work you will do to make $1 million. If only you know how to. Let me tell you something. To buttress what Dr. Stephen is saying, Nigerian pastor is your marriage counselor, is your therapist, is your business advisor. No. Let pastors go back to reading that Bible because many of them don't know it. They've taken other things.
I agree.
One pastor was on the pulpit. He said, a very big deal in Nigeria. He said, "This year, I bought a private jet. Somebody said I received it. I wanted to ask myself, you they collect tithes?" It's like doctors, it's like me coming out and saying, "This year I bought the latest Benz." And Dr. Stephen is saying, "You can work for internet." Now, how you can keep my blessings until you join me behind this curtain? Me and you sit down here, and the two of us are doing this work. Just like I can never receive your blessing, Dr. Stephen, because you look and say the lowest amount where you go collect now 1 million. I'm not sure. Say me, I don't see $1 million in the last 2 years. Maybe if I combine together, if you say, "Okay, I see $1 million for 2 years," maybe I 2.5 save. But that is your own one deal. As a matter of fact, that is not only your one, it's your lowest deal. So people, mentorship is key. When you see people like Dr. Stephen coming, save this video, write down notes. That time you are spending listening to gossip, that time you are spending, I'm not saying don't pray, but if every single day you dedicate 1 hour to prayer, which time do you have to listen to mentor? Pray today, tomorrow, go on. Listening to mentorship is a prayer answered, because now you have a direction you want to use. So prayer is giving you the revelation, the mentor is giving you the direction.
Yeah, but let's even be realistic with this. That the fruits, most of these prayer points, that the fruits. Do you agree with me that 90% of these prayer points where people they talk self now poverty cause them? Do you notice that a lot of people, as soon as they relocate from Nigeria, 70% of their prayer points just stop. They literally will look for what to pray for, which is why a lot of those in diaspora know they go church now. You know, they beg them to come because the prayer points not there anymore. You know, praying for God to give you a help, praying that when you are going to Ibadan, you shouldn't have accident. You won't pray that in the UK. You won't pray that in Dubai, that as you are going to Abu Dhabi, you should not have accident. You don't pray those prayers, right? So, Nigeria itself has consumed is the cost of 80%. Poverty is the cost of 80%. I was telling somebody, I said, since God blessed me and I started sleeping in good bed, I stopped having nightmares. I have never had a nightmare since I did leave this Burj Khalifa. I never one nightmare. I never get
one.
One.
Okay, I tell you one thing. I went to see to the UK. So when I'm in the UK, Toby Loba, Pastor Toby, always tries as much as he can to arrange transportation for me. His Rolls Royce, give me his Range Rovers, whatever he has. That's how I was going to see my sister in Milton Keynes. So Pastor Toby sent his Range. Do you know, the moment I sat inside the car, it was raining heavily. I sat inside the car like that. I just closed my eyes. I did not wake up till we got to Milton Keynes. Meanwhile, the same me cannot drive to Ibadan. So now I'm making. I want to go. So my neighbor, I allowed him to go and test the train first. He came back. Nothing happened to him. I said, okay, we'll use train. Meanwhile, I have 2022 Benz in my garage. But I now go and use train. And that train, now, sign of the cross from beginning to the end.
Exactly. Make kidnappers. Make kidnappers don't go kidnap you.
That distance, and I was sleeping. So God bless you, Dr. Stephen. I want to ask you, this is the most important part of your of this, okay? This is the most important part of this whole evening session. How can one person or all these people here, there are 400 people watching you live on Instagram, and I'm going to upload the video on YouTube and Facebook, and 61 people watching you on TikTok. Sadly, because of the network problem I was having, we couldn't go live so that they could be hearing the audio on this channel. But once we're done, I'm uploading. My question for you, Dr. Stephen, is how can these people who are watching, how can they have access to a coach of your caliber and timber to be their mentor, a mentoring session with you? How can they have it so you can bless them with ideas for their businesses and personal finance?
Wow, powerful. And thank you for that question. First of all, it's important to say that I am not cheap. Okay, because I do a lot of charity work, and the way I structured my finances such that majority of my charity project is financed by the money I realize from my coaching and gigs, right? So I charge, and I do charge, and I'm not cheap. And it's important to also know that the fact that we're doing bursary, we're giving $5 million in bursary in the next 5 years, does not mean that I'm a politician or I feel I owe you any sum of money. Honestly, I don't believe I owe anybody, and you don't owe me, I don't owe you, right? But if God positioned you in a particular level, you want to see as many people as you can pull up, but it's not because you feel, right, some burden or whatsoever. So what I've done is I've put together a training that is kind of maybe affordable, and you can maybe pin it. It's on www.steveakintayo.com/personal finance. It's a 3-hour webinar. I'm going to be breaking down for you some of your options in building wealth in 2023, and it's going for $250. But I've decided to allow every one of you watching me right now to be able to attend for free, okay, instead of paying $250. So if you can help me pin it, that is free. But let me repeat it again, that I allow you to pay for free now does not mean I owe you on at some other time. You think I'm going to do free training. I don't do free things, right? But you have to use a coupon code called birthday zero. So it's my birthday month. So I've decided to make it to waive the $250 for as many as I can use that code. Again, the code is birthday zero. So if you go to that site, you see $250 as the fee. But when you under it, you see a coupon code. Put birthday zero, and you will not be charged any amount. So you'll be able to attend that event for free. So it's on Sunday, 15th of January, 2023. I will be personally taking you through a lot of opportunities that you can leverage on. Some of them will take you will require that you invest in skill, in just learning. Some of them will require that you immediately take advantage of them and leverage on them. Again, the code is birthday zero. So let me type the website and the code. So again, the website is www.steven.akintayo.com/personal finance. Okay, and then use code birthday zero. Okay, birthday zero is the code to use to get 100% discount. Please note that this opportunity ends tonight. That is free. Can I pin the latest one I just posted? So the opportunity ends tonight. So I encourage you to go sign up tonight because that code might stop working at any time. So use the code birthday zero, and it will allow you to attend the event for free, and you don't need to pay anything. You don't need to pay the $250. So I hope they take advantage of it. I don't try.
You don't try. All right. On a final note, what are your parting words as we end this beautiful session? I'm so glad to be a part of this. So what are your final words?
Well, for me, it's first of all, thank you for always having a great time with you. It's just always fun. I want to thank all of you who have been part of the show. You made my day. I think I enjoyed this audience because I just saw myself giving more. So you guys are fantastic. However, I want to say this. It is suicidal to be poor, particularly if you are from African descent. It's suicidal. If you are back in Africa, it's suicidal. If you are in diaspora, it's still suicidal. Because you can't live the best of your life, even in diaspora, without good money. I know how many people are currently suffering from mental health issues at the freeze, even in diaspora, because they can't live the kind of life of Pastor Toby, where you have cook. The last time Pastor Toby hosted me, the food where I see itself, even for Nigeria, I never see those kind of food, right? And the speed at which they prepared it, right? But it takes certain level of wealth to be able to afford that kind of lifestyle, even in diaspora. So one of the important things is this global webinar. It's a global event. I own businesses in the UK, US, Dubai, and Nigeria. So I run globally. And we're going to be showing you global opportunities. I encourage that you begin to think, wherever you are, because all these are making $200,000 in a year. Oga, you are not rich. Oh. Let me say that again. You are not rich, right? $200,000 a year. You are not rich. And get that correctly. Because this is where the deception comes. You might be comfortable, but over time, remember that your bills keeps going higher. Your kids are going to go to college. They're going to grow older. There's a law of diminishing return. You will not continue to qualify to earn $200,000 for the rest of your life. So if you don't start making Smart decision. Warren Buffett puts it this way. He said, if you don't find a way to start making money while you sleep, you will have to work till you die. It's high time, ladies and gentlemen, that you start thinking of your retirement even now, right? I love you all and thank you for listening. God bless you.
God bless. Real quick, so we don't lose the video, go to www.stephenakintayo.com/personal finance. Use the code birthday0 to get 100%. Once again, www.stephenakintayo.com/personal finance. Use code birthday0 to get 100%. Dr. Stephen, see you later. God bless.